Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.
More from Cheech's dry fly selection. I've been filling up a Batis box, and Curtis and I fish a lot of cripples. And it's kind of hard to beat Curtis's fripple pattern, but I'm always coming up with new stuff. So this is one of the cripple patterns that I've been tying up. It's kind of similar to the Quigley cripple in style, but not materials. So we'll kind of show you. It's got a little bit of fluff going over the eye with a little bit of hackle, but the body on this is pretty unique. It uses the thread style body with a little bit of marker. Anyway, key to this pattern is UTC ultra thread in 70 denier, because it lays down super flat, and if you don't have a flat body on this fly, it's not going to look quite right. Probably fish fine, but it's not going to look the same. So I'm going to start just wrapping the thread and make sure that it starts wrapping flat. And before I continue on with the body, I'm going to take my bobbin and twist it counterclockwise. And you can see that thread start to open up and get flat. So that's what I want to see when I wrap that back. So I'm going to wrap that back, and now you can see it's really spreading out, and that's fine until I start putting the ribbing in this fly. So the tail on this fly is going to be sparkly merger yarn, just literally like 10 or 12 fibers of it. So I've got a chunk, and I'm just going to cut it off so that it's flat, and I'm going to tie it in right up here close to the head. And then since my thread's already flat, I can just continue to wrap, and it keeps that nice profile. So this kind of signifies, you know, coming out of the nymphal shuck on this one a little bit. So we did it in like a light brown kind of gingerish color, and I'm going to cut it about the same length as the body. So for the body on this one, I'm not going to use a biot or a quill, but we're going to use a really nice segmented body with the technique I've been playing with lately. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of build up the front of this body, build a little bit of a taper, just like that. And then I'm going to take my thread with kind of wide turns and let it sit all the way in the back of the fly. Just like that. Now to do the segmentation on this fly, I'm just using a Delta Brown chart pack marker. And I'm going to color about 1.5 inches to 2 inches of the thread. And then I'm just going to take that and make my rib up the body of the fly. Right about to there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I've got some of this EP Trigger Point International fibers, and these are cool because they're treated with a floatant. And this is the dark dun color. So I'm just going to kind of come right up here behind the eye, and that's where I'm going to tie it in. And then wrap back to where that body starts. And it's okay if it's a little bit longer than we intend it, because we can trim that later. And then this back section, we're going to leave a little bit of a nub showing, just like that. And at this point of the fly, it's not super critical that the thread stays flat, but you can make it stay flat if you want. So I've just taken a piece of size 18 hackle from this one's actually a natural dun from Hebert Minor. It's a Hebert Minor cape from Whiting, and they're really well known for their natural dun colors. So I'm going to tie that in shiny side up with a little bit of stem to play with, as you can see. And if you leave a little bit of stem as you start wrapping, and if your hackle lays down the wrong way, like if it's curving the wrong way, you can just kind of unwind it and manipulate it to wrap however you want. So on this one, A lot of times, even though this dubbing isn't going to show a ton, I'm still going to put dubbing on this thorax just because it kind of creates a little bed for that hackle to sink down into. So just barely enough. This is super fine dub from Hairline. This is the brown olive color. And I'll just wrap up a little bit of a thorax. So then I'll take my hackle and just wrap that through there a few times. That almost wanted to slip. Trim off, and then I'm going to whip finish it in front of that wing, and what that does is it kind of props it up a little bit. Okay, so I've got that trimmed off. Now I'm just going to grab all those fibers and trim it just a little bit longer than the hackle. Maybe a little bit shorter than that even. Just like that, and then you kind of push it in and make it a little messy. Now, it's up to you. It's kind of personal preference as to whether or not you want to clip the bottom. I typically do. Just like that. So anyway, that's another cripple style. This one is like a Quigley cripple variation.